Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh boy, he's going to tear this movie apart. I can't wait for him to see it, rip it limb by limb and talk about how excruciatingly bad this movie is. But I have to be honest, this movie is not that bad. At least it's not as bad as everyone says it is. People talk about this movie how it's the worst movie ever and how they fucking vomit and die because of this movie. And, well, yes, this movie does have its flaws. I mean, just look at Doomsday. But I don't think this movie is that bad. And in fact, I feel like there's a lot of things that this movie does good that, frankly, I feel like people ignore it. And that's what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about why Batman vs. Superman is not as bad as everyone says it is. Well, where do I begin? I mean, it's Batman vs. Superman. Everyone hates this movie. How do I explain that it's not as bad as everyone says it is? Well, for starters, we could talk about the characters. First of all, Superman, his character arc continues off from Man of Steel. Once again, it's a world where everyone is questioning whether there should be a Superman. People are afraid of Superman, and they question whether there should be a Superman. And this time we get to see it from Superman's perspective. He's questioning it too. Why is he bothering saving these people that absolutely hate him? And that's where I feel like a lot of people really don't like it. People want to see Superman be cheerful and fun. But here's the thing, when your Superman is in a world where everyone hates him, you really think he would be optimistic and cheerful? No, he would start questioning why he's saving these people. Why would I want to save a group of people that hate me? And that's the entire character arc of Superman. He's questioning himself. Should he be Superman? Is the world ready for Superman? And then by the end of the movie, he sacrifices himself to save the world from Doomsday. And, well, yeah, I honestly think it's a beautiful character arc. And by the end, people realize that Superman really is trying to do good, and that there should be a Superman. But now we've taken him for granted because he's dead. And I think that's a beautiful character arc for Superman. And it's not just Superman that gets a character arc, it's also Batman's movie. You see, this movie explains that Batman has gotten more brutal over the years. He's not the Batman we once knew and loved. This Batman has become rough, brutal, and ever since Robin died, he's become a bit violent. So yeah, this Batman is not mentally stable, or at the very least, he's not as mentally stable as the previous Batmans. This Batman will kill, unintentionally or not, and, well, yeah, that's Batman. This is the Batman we're dealing with. This Batman kills people. This Batman is scary. But by the end of the movie, he learns that, with Superman, that he shouldn't give up on hope. The reason why Batman is violent and all is because he's given up hope. After seeing how Gotham hasn't changed its criminal ways, despite the fact that he's contributed to destroying crime, well, he's become cynical. He's become more brutal because crime never changes. But Batman, with the lecture of Superman, he learns that he shouldn't lose hope on people. He shouldn't, well, be cynical and brutal, because even if men can be bad, men can rebuild, and men can do good. And that's his character arc. He learns that by the end of the movie. Now I know what you're gonna say. Talk about the Martha scene! Which I will get to, because it's Martha, and it applies to Batman's character arc. Now, I know what you're going to say. But his mom's name is the same as his mom's name. Wow, that's so stupid on how they make up. No, guys. The reason why Superman says that is because how else is he supposed to tell Batman who's Lex Luthor going to kill? I mean, yeah, he could say his mother, but Batman doesn't know who his mother is, so he's going to say the name of the person who Batman wants to save. So obviously he's going to say Martha. And also, the reason why it works on Batman, it's not because Batman all of a sudden, oh, it's the same as my mother's name, but it's because he remembers the day that he realizes how the killer killed his mother, and he realizes that he is becoming just as bad as the killer, and that's Batman's character arc right there. He's learning to not be so brutal and cynical, and by the end of the movie and through Justice League, he's becoming the Batman we all know and love. And yeah, those are the characters for Batman vs. Superman. They have great character arcs, and yes, there are some secondary characters, but they don't matter as much as the main characters. And while yes, the plot is kinda confusing, the Ultimate Cut does fix some of those things, and even then it's kinda easy to follow. Lex Luthor is a bad guy and he wants Superman Batman to fight. That's basically the plot. It's not that hard to follow. And also, the cinematography, if you're going to hate on Batman vs. Superman, you at least have to admit the cinematography is badass. The costumes on Superman Batman are really good. Overall, I feel like this movie is overhated. While I'll admit this movie does have its flaws, I don't think the movie is that bad. I actually think this movie is very good. And if people are going to not like me just because I love this movie, then go ahead. I don't care. But I will defend this movie because it's not that bad. But that being said, just that Doomsday. At least Wonder Woman looks good. At least she looks good. But otherwise, Doomsday is sorry guys, I had a bit of a mental breakdown right there. But anyways, guys, yeah, that was Batman vs. Superman. Tune in next time, because next time we're going to take a look at an actual bad DCU movie. Ugh.